Eat ourselves. Teamudf wrote fan fictions back in the day. In fact, he still does sometimes. He tries to make legitimate stories out of legitimate characters, but sometimes Teamudf got a little goofy, so let's maybe see what in the flid is going on here. We're on 27 on the 27th. It's my golden birthday. We're going to have some fun here on Twitch. And so let's see. You only got half of the buy. Aw, man. I hate how Twitch just randomly cuts the video or whatever. So let's see, do I have a text box here I can use for something? Here, I'll use my AFK food message. Okay, we're going to read an old school Teamudf fan fiction. This is Usain Jack's Christmas Adventure, written by Teamudf. And I guess we can just center the blasted thing. We don't have to get too fancy here. Alright. Here we go. I should have plenty of time to read it. God, this is 23 pages? Wow, this is a long freaking episode. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, you call episodes by turns. And I called this turn 6.94 times 10 to the negative 4th power. I remember I had a reason for calling it this episode number, but I don't remember what that reason was. I think it had something to do with, like, I was buying my girlfriend at the time something, and I forgot to give it to her for Christmas or whatever. So I don't remember what the episode count had to do with, but okay. Anyway, let's see. Do I want to do voices? I'll try to do voices. Here we go. Usain Jack's Christmas Adventure. Yay, adventure. 'Twas the night before Christmas, Para read, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, Docs narrated, not even a mouse. For Yami Merrick had sent them all to the Shadow Realm, determined to steal the children's presents. One by one he stuffed them in his bag, hoping to bring Christmas's descent. River Beas asked, do you have a schedule as to when you stream RPG Maker MV? It'll usually be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We might get something tomorrow, though. Alright. If no one stopped him, there would be trouble. Since he had his Millennium Rod, it became double. Did somebody say trouble? Jesse from Team Rocket questioned. What are you doing in here? Para exclaimed. This is our show, so get out of here, Doc shouted. Jesse blankly stared at the two, pointing at them in a lecturing fashion. I hate some of my older writing style, holy flid. You just rhymed here with here. The Paradox brothers twitched and quickly stormed off. Happy Cave Christmas, everyone, Jesse cheered. Now hand over that Pikachu. Scene transition. Ah ha 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 ha! Merrick cackled, swiping all of the trinkets from the white-walled house. Now those foolish fools won't have any Christmas presents in the morning. He pulled out a toolbox from his red bag, bringing out a screwdriver. Good thing I purchased that thieves' kit from that salesman. Flashback. How much is that thieves' kit? Merrick demanded, pointing to the vendor. The Spaniard vendor laughed, insisting, For you, my friend, only $35. Perfect, I'll take it. The vendor leaned into him, whispering, Hey, do you also want to buy a Magikarp? Excuse me? The vendor brought up a large fishbowl, revealing the flailing Pokemon. This Magikarp lays 1,000 eggs each year, and each of those 1,000 eggs lays another 1,000 eggs. In 2 generations, that's 1,000,000 Magikarp. 1,000,000? You can sell a Magikarp for $100 on the market. In just 2 generations, you'll have $1 billion. You'll be a rich man in no time. Rich! I would live like a pharaoh. For you, I charge only $100, and I'll throw in the complimentary Magikarp Guide fishbowl and this Magikarp Lovers t-shirt. I'll take it! The vendor laughed, insisting, Oh, yes, you are going to be a very rich man. Merrick held the Magikarp, skipping away happily. Ha 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 ha! He leaned into the salesman, whispering, Hey, do you mind if I pay you in pennies? My mommy took away my allowance. Wait, this reads, took allow my allowance. Good typo, Teamudf. That, like, I don't know, 2008. Anyway, the joke there is it's a scene from the anime, so it's a complete ripoff. Anyway, back to live action. Probably shouldn't have bought that second thing, Merrick hissed to himself. Merrick removed the glass from the window before hopping out into the Neo-Domino City Tops area. He scurried into the next house, peering inside to view a content family snuggled together asleep by a warm fire. He hissed at the sight, smashing open the window with his Millennium Rod and waking them all. They trembled at his sight, fleeing quickly. He climbed into the house and began looting, kicking down the Christmas tree and throwing its remains into the open fire. Burn! Burn! He shuddered. Shuddered. What the flid? Pulling out his cell phone and dialing numbers. Hello? A professional-sounding voice echoed from the other line. It's me, Doc. It's happening again. He stared into the flames. They're just so pretty. Now, Mr. Ishtar, take a deep cleansing breath. What's going on in here? Snapped former Duel King Jack Atlas in all capital letters. He ran at the door, delivering his patented sweet chin music super kick to send it crashing to the floor. Who are you? Merrick dropped the cell phone before asking, Why didn't you use the door? Jack Atlas doesn't need to use the door, one of the terrified residents insisted. There is only one Duel King, Jack proclaimed, and that is me! You say Fudo demolished you, you fool, Merrick argued. Silence! Now hand over those presents or feel the sting of the former Duel King. They say Jack Atlas can destroy an Egyptian god card with Thousand Eyes idol, a resident whispered to another. Yeah? Well, I hear there's no control button on Jack Atlas's D-wheel, for Jack is always in control of a duel. Third person. I hear Jack doesn't even see his own standby phase because he always draws Exodia opening hand. Silence! Merrick demanded, pointing his Millennium Rod at Jack. Move out of the way, Jack Atlas, or you'll be sent to the Shadow Realm. Jack Atlas can't be sent to the Shadow Realm, the fourth family member explained. The Shadow Realm is sent to Jack Atlas. Okay, you're first. Merrick blasted the family man with his Millennium Rod, causing the man's body to disintegrate. Anyone else want a piece of this? No? Good. He bolted, jumping out of the window and rushing toward Lance Vance, who was sitting in a dark-colored sleigh and reading a newspaper. Start the Hyundai, Lance! He sprinted full speed, running out of breath, and he shouted, Start the Hyundai! And I don't do a good Merrick. Yeah, whatever. Vicious loincloth villagers had emerged from the tops houses, throwing spears and stones at Merrick. The shadow-possessed maniac leapt into the sleigh as Lance Vance took off, successfully helping him make his getaway. Did you get the choice, man? The dark-skinned Lance Vance questioned. Of course, you fool! He tossed the bag of toys in the back, reclining and kicking his shoes off. Ha! Another Christmas ruined thanks to the Ginyu Force! They both shouted, striking various poses. Meowth, that's right, a white-skinned cat blurted, jumping out from the bag. Who the heck are you? Lance demanded, pulling out a water gun. What the heck? Where'd my pistol go? I replaced it, 4Kids CEO Alcon revealed. We cannot advocate children shooting other children. I'm also going to have to ask you to refer to the underworld as heck from now on. Man, this is some scene transition. What's going on out here? Rua and Ruka whined, rubbing their eyes and walking outside from their glorious mansion. Jack punched a hole, telling, That Yami Merrick has stolen all the Christmas presents. Presents? Stolen? Yusei Fudo, running out of Rua and Ruka's house, asked, What's going on? Yusei! Jack pointed to the sky. Merrick and... He tilted his head to the side, wondering, Why are you sleeping over with little children? Yusei blinked, firing back, Why do you sleep over with a reporter? Jack says, A cute legal reporter, and Yusei cuts him off to say, A fangirl reporter. Ah, touche. Jack turned to shake his fist at Merrick and the others, yelling, You had best return those presents. The king is not pleased with this. I'm not? Yusei asked. Shut up, Yusei. Good news, everyone, Professor Farnsworth proclaimed, inching over to the group. This is the perfect chance for Yusei and Jack to test my latest invention. He walked over to a large object, which was covered by snow and cloth. Behold! He whipped the cloth from the object, revealing a metallic red machine. The D-Sleigh! With this contraption, you'll be able to fly after those thieves and get back all the presents. Why is it red? Jack asked, frowning. Couldn't you have painted it white? Jack, Yusei grumbled. We'll take... Hold on, Rua called, tugging at Yusei's leg. Yusei! Rua, what is it? The odd-haired, friendly duelist knelt down to his friend. Why did you do that? Do what? You spoke Jack Atlas's name without all capital letters, Ruka pointed out in her soft, calm voice. That is right, Yusei, Jack boomed, stomping his foot on the ground. We will not be rescuing any presents until you say it the right way. Jack, enough messing around, Yusei shouted, though getting no response. He sighed, holding his head down and crying, Jack! Oh, you needed me? Yusei's eyes were twitching. Let's go now. Good luck, everyone, the professor wished, walking away. And don't forget to wear the Santa hats. Jack Atlas doesn't wear Santa hats, Rua commented. Santa hats wear Jack Atlas. Wait a minute, that didn't really work. Scene transition. If you're going to insist on staying up here, Merrick began talking to Meowth, then you have to help us ruin Christmas. No problem, the cat bragged. Jesse, James, and I always love ruining a good holiday. Are those your owners? Why aren't they up here? Meowth stared at him with death in his eyes. You sent them to the Shadow Realm. Oh, those guys, Merrick laughed. I enjoyed their milk and cookies. Meowth chuckled. Yeah, Jesse sure does cook some good cookies. He paused, rubbing his chin. We didn't... Oh, I'm not reading that joke on screen. Okay. Let's see. Merrick, the voice of Yusei called out, as he and Jack approached the group with their own sleigh. Hypersynchron, a large mechanical blue monster, was attached to the ropes, pulling their sleigh. Jack and I challenge you to a duel for the presents. Who? Jack questioned. Yusei muttered to himself, responding in all capital letters, Jack. Who are those two? Alcon demanded. Oh no, is that Jack Atlas? I heard he's suing MySpace for taking the name of what he calls everything around him. No! Merrick cried, growing tired of the banter. He jumped to the back of his own sleigh, pulling out a duel disk from the bag of stolen goods. Enough of this! I'll blast the two of you into the depths of the Shadow Realm! The duel begins. Fine, Yusei agreed, pointing to his hypersynchron. I have already summoned, so I set one card face down and end my turn. The image of a reversed card appeared next to the D-sleigh for only a brief moment. My turn! The creepy Merrick boomed, drawing his hand of 6. I'll begin with my... Ooh, Lance Vance cried, leaving the driver's seat and pushing Merrick out of the way. Play the card on the right! I'm trying! He pulled out the water gun. Play the card! Merrick grumbled, throwing it into the spell trap zone. I activate my DDR magic card. Yeah, boy! Lance began breakdancing, shouted out, It's time for the Lance Vance dance! Dance Dance Revolution style! DDR stands for Different Dimension Revival, you idiot! Hey, Alcon called out. None of that. Stick to saying fool or so help me this show is cancelled. Great, now I've wasted a magic card. Merrick complained, throwing down another card. Come forth, my apostle of Ra! A golden-dressed Egyptian warrior appeared. The arms of its uniforms were hanging out like glorious wings. Apparently I had a thing for the word glorious. The headpiece of the attire had 2 dragon-like ears at the top and was generally shaped like a deformed open cube. Sparkling boots covered the feet of the character. Now I add 2 more apostle of Ra's to my hand and summon them. 2 more rose behind his sleigh. Are you guys ready for an original joke? I bet you are. Wait a minute, Yusei called out. Did you just summon a bunch of monsters in one turn? Yeah, so? That's against the rules, isn't it? Is it? Merrick lifted the Duel Monsters official rulebook into his hand, reading for a moment. Oh, so it is. I can special summon any number of times in a turn, not normal summon. This game is complicated. 2 of the apostles disappeared. But I can still annihilate your hypersynchron after I equip my monster with Daemon's Axe. Ahem, Alcon hissed, sharply staring at him. Merrick sighed unto himself, muttering, Fine, Axe of Despair. The axe fell into the apostle's hands, who struck a battle stance in midair. His attack power increases from 1100 to 2100. Now, my monster, attack his life points directly. We have a monster on the field, Jack reminded him. Right. Attack anyway! Screw the rules! I have Christmas! He stuck his tongue out as his monster charged their position. Trap card open, Yusei called out. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Even if you're cheating, this card stops your attack. An odd-looking scarecrow with a football helmet received the brunt of the apostle's attack, deflecting it away from Yusei and Jack's sleigh. Then our card goes back face down. What? Merrick demanded. Scrap Iron Scarecrow is a normal trap card supposed to be sent to the graveyard after you use it. No, Scrap Iron Scarecrow gets set again after its use. Oh, dang it, Konami! Merrick punched the duel disk on the side of the sleigh. My turn is over. You should have used Payday, Meowth bragged, stroking the coin on his head. Then you would have gotten more life points. I can't just do that, you fool. I don't have a card called Payday, and I can't just increase my life points whenever I want. Meowth was puzzled. Why not? It's your cards in Duel Disk. How are they going to stop you from just putting all your powerful cards into play? Why do you play by the rules of the game? Because I... Merrick lowered his head as all 6 men began pondering. Jack broke out of his trance, standing and yelling, "It's the king's turn!" "No, Jack," Yusei sighed. "I already had my turn. Now it's yours. That's what I..." Jack face-palmed, pulling a card from his deck. "What a turn!" "What was that for?" Lance demanded. "That's how the king begins all his turns." "Holy raw," Alcon muttered. "Does he really have to refer to himself in the third person? It reminds me of that annoying guy." "The Rock?" Lance asked. "No, Johnny Carlson. Who's The Rock?" "Who's The Rock?" Meowth snapped, scratching Alcon's face with a scratch attack. "Only the most electrifying entertainer in all of sports entertainment. How dare you not know who The Rock is?" "Spoiler alert." Meowth," Merrick addressed, tapping him on the shoulder. "Wrestling is fake!" And spoiler alert. "No!" Alcon whined, beginning to cry. "No!" called Luke Skywalker, falling off the sleigh. "No!" cried Darth Vader, throwing his arms in the air. "No!" Dr. Robotnik yelled. "No?" Mario hesitantly asked. "Come on, Luigi." "That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario," the green plumber laughed. Mario snickered, almost falling over. "Mama? Mama Luigi? Ah ha 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 ha!" "Hey!" Merrick blurted. "That's my laugh!" He threw the Millennium Rod at Mario, who ducked. The rod struck Luigi, causing him to fall off the sleigh. "Mario!" the green plumber called out as he descended toward the ground. "Luigi!" Mario clamored before jumping after his brother. "Twin Shield Defender, summon!" Jack proclaimed, dropping a monster onto the D-Slay's dual disc. A tall, thin warrior... Oh my god, this was a long description. Holy flid. Oh wait, okay. Let's see. A tall, thin warrior with 2 separate shield pieces appeared from out of nowhere, as most dual monster cards tend to do. You know, except the ones with cool entrances like Dark Magician, the Armor Gravitation combos, the Egyptian God cards, almost any Synchro monster, and the third, Infernal Beast Shezmu, Battlezone advertisement. "Yeah, Kaiba, Blue Eyes White Dragon doesn't cut it for me." "Okay, you're a big blue dragon. What do you want? Money? I don't get it." Anyway, Jack brought out his monster with 700 attack points. "Yusei, the king requires your hypersynchron." "All right," Yusei nodded. "Just be careful. Red Daemon's dragon will be the only thing holding our sleigh in the air." "Level 4, Twin Shield Defender, tune with level 4 hypersynchron." Hypersynchron's front hatch opened as the monster exploded, revealing 4 white stars. They fluttered high into the air, coming back down in the forms of green 3-dimensional rings. Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense, right? Still cool to watch, though. Anyway, I was fallen. Nothing below me but boiling lava. Good thing I found a magic balloon. Wrong story. The rings fell around Defender's body, which ignited with an orange outline. A grand wave of light shot into the sky. "Oh no!" Merrick shouted. "He's going to summon an extremely powerful monster! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!" the Kool-Aid Man uttered, landing on the sleigh and splashing everyone with the red liquid that filled his container. That's an interesting choice of words past Teamudf. "The king's sleigh must deliver joy to the world!" Jack called out. "Light your nose and show the way!" The infamous red dragon started emerging from the blinding light. "Synchro Shokan!" The dragon took flight, its nose glowing red as Jack whipped the sleigh's ropes to get the dragon moving faster. "The very soul of Christmas! Red Daemon's dragon!" 3,000 attack points. "An archfiend is supposed to be the soul of Christmas?" Alcon blurted. "Of course not!" Jack waved his arm. "I see no archfiends here, but Yusei's hypersynchron increases the attack power of Red Daemons by 800, up to 3,800. The dragon raised its hand, which became engulfed in flaming lights. "Absolute power force!" The dragon vaporized the Apostle of Ra in no time, causing the sleigh of Merrick, Lance Vance, Meowth, and Alcon to spin uncontrollably, though none of them fell off. Really, you ever pay attention to that in 5Ds? How they, usually Yusei, just spin around in those D-wheels and don't fall off? No, only when the plot requires them to fall do they fall. I mean, for flit's... "Stop ranting!" Merrick demanded, watching his life point score drop to 1,300. "What's this?" the Shadow Maniac gasped. "Why have my life points been reduced all the way to 1,300? My Apostle of Ra was powered up by Acts of Despair." "Oh well," Jack shrugged it off, lowering himself back to the driver's seat. "It's just a small error." Whoa, whoa, Alcon argued. A small error? 1,000 life points is a pretty significant mistake. Yusei blinked, pointing to Alcon with an accusing gaze. Have you even watched your company's version of GX? He grew cross, pointing out, not only are there dumb mistakes like Ojama Trio being in Jaden's deck, cards being called by the wrong name, characters with incorrect voice actors, and stupid jokes, but you changed entirely the plot of the episodes. Oh, snap! Lance cringed, hiding under the bag of stolen presents. Now you've done and gone made Yusei angry. You won't like me when I'm angry, Yusei insisted, his eyes glowing green. Oh, snap! He's got quintessence! Shut up! Merrick grumbled. Oh, wait, did you say quintessence? His eyes lit up with joy. I only do it because the children don't read, Alcon pled, putting his hands together. Please forgive me. The children don't read, Yusei questioned. How would they play Duel Monsters cards if they couldn't read? I don't know, ask Joey Wheeler. Touché, Jack nodded, raising his arm. Ton endo. Wait, Jack, Yusei cried. What is it now? He turned to his Red Daemon's dragon, which was beginning to vanish. What's going on? My Red Daemon's dragon! Jack, Hypersynchron removes the monster from play at the end of the turn. What? That's ridiculous! Hypersynchron doesn't remove the monster until the second standby phase after it's synchro summoned. That's only the anime card version of it, you fool. Oh, that's Merrick. That's only the anime version of the card, you fool, Merrick laughed, holding his sides. Now your only monster has been removed from the field. What is this nonsense? Jack grabbed Yusei by the collar and began shaking him. Their D-Sleigh was losing altitude with no monster to fly them. Why don't we have our version of Hypersynchron, Yusei? This isn't the anime, Jack, Yusei reminded him. This is just some Christmas fan fiction. Without Red Daemon's dragon will... The sleigh rapidly descended, moving away from the duel and falling at a rapid pace. Though I guess that second clause wasn't needed at all. Shame. Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again! Yusei and Jack wailed. Wow, Buffett! Ha 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 ha! Laughed the insidious Yami Merrick. Oh, I guess he's Yami Merrick now, okay. With them out of the way, nobody will stop us from saving Christmas. I thought we was destroying Christmas, Meowth argued. Whatever, I'll be at Moe's. I had like an intermission here. Okay, let's see. Let me catch up with chat here for just a bit. You still have a vague idea of what's been happening. I don't know what name to put. Welcome to Strem. Dr. Xander, also welcome to Strem. Thank you for joining me on my birthday fun. Intermission over. Yusei and Jack climbed out of the D-Sleigh, which had landed in a snowy region near a large factory. Mountains surrounded most of the area. Is this the North Pole? Jack questioned, looking around. No, Yusei answered, holding his arm in pain. But I don't recognize this place. There are no mountains in Neo-Domino City. Oh, right, this. Okay. Welcome, greeted an oddly calm but feminine voice, although it was actually a guy. Great job, Japanese. Nah, just kidding, I love you guys. Yusei stared blankly at him, gulping in Jack's direction. Jack, maybe you should wait in the D-Sleigh. Jack blinked, turning and demanding, Why would I see more? See more from Final Fantasy X. Good evening, the oddly dressed man began, but was soon cut off. You have some guts showing yourself around the king. Final Fantasy X is a great game, except for that one time you joined the party near the beginning of the game. Oh, sure, you're strong there, but then we realized you were only like 1/4 of your actual strength from when you would fight us 4 times throughout the course of the game. 4 times you reincarnate yourself! 4! Yusei facepalmed. Great, here we go. And all those fights are BS, man. The developers are like, hey, let's make these so frustratingly impossible fights against the same person 4 times. Seymour Flux? You think that's a good idea? Well, I sure as heck don't when he turns you to stone and kills you instantly before you get a turn. Then you're stuck with 2 party members like the rest of the fight because of it. We get it, Jack. Look at me! I'm Seymour Flux. You can kill the petrifying stone, but it'll just regenerate with 4,000 HP the next turn. He kicked open the trunk of the D-Sleigh, pulling out a water sniper and shooting Seymour in the face. Oh no, I killed Seymour. Oh wait, now he's back as a wheel of death. Jack. A wheel! He becomes a wheel! Jack began banging his head against the steering wheel of the D-Sleigh. And it's not just any wheel, it's a roulette of elements, but it's not really a roulette because it's the same stupid pattern from the other fights. So why'd they make him a wheel? I don't know. A D-wheel makes more sense than that ridiculous thing. Gameplay, 10 out of 10. Music, 10 out of 10. Story, 10 out of 10. Final analysis, Seymour. Overall, 8 out of 10. Jack collapsed on the ground, heavily breathing after the rant. Yusei put his hands up, insisting, I'll take care of this. Why don't you just, rest for a while? He slowly backed off, turning to Seymour. Excuse me, but we need someone to fix our D-sleigh for us. Can your factory repair it? I would, but you crushed my element wheel. Oh, we should probably exchange information then. He paused. I have none. Seymour grumbled to himself before saying, Fine, come in. We'll get it fixed in about 2 minutes. 3 minutes later, that was 3 minutes, Jack hissed. Shut up, Seymour countered, pointing to the D-sleigh. Behold, we have equipped your ship with specialized rocket boosters from Spira. Sparta? No, Spira. Silence! The king is pleased with this work, but where's our legion of soldiers? Yusei and I require 300 soldiers. Seymour facepalmed, insisting, We don't have 300 soldiers to give you. Nonsense! The king demands his legion of followers, his conquestors of conquest, his fighters of fighting. The effeminate man grumbled to himself. Fine, you will have your 300 soldiers. Give me 3 minutes. 4 minutes later, that was shut up. Seymour tossed Jack and Yusei back onto the repaired D-sleigh. You have your 300 soldiers. Now go save Christmas. Thank you, Yusei began, eyeing down Seymour with suspicion. How did you know we were trying to save Christmas? Who's doing what? Good luck. Seymour waved, quickly running from the scene and into the factory. How odd. Come, Yusei, Jack insisted, starting the engine of the D-sleigh. Let us take to the skies and catch those thieving bandits. The D-sleigh took off, hovering far into the air. I'm not sure we should have trusted that man. Seymour, Jack began laughing crazily. Don't worry, Yusei. I left a little Christmas present for him. Exactly what he deserves. Seymour walked into his office, which was a dark-lined room with a desk. He sat down in his black leather chair, clicking a button under the desk. A monitor descended from the ceiling, turning on to reveal Merrick, Lance Vance, Meowth, and Elcon. Ha, Seymour, Merrick greeted. We're almost at the rendezvous point. What is it? I just wanted to tell you that Yusei Fudo and Jack Atlas are on their way. He grinned darkly. I repaired their D-sleigh, and now they're coming right for you, so be prepared to ambush them. Wait, Lance Vance called, putting his face in front of the monitor camera. You fixed their D-wheels so they could come straight for us? Yes. Why didn't you just kill them? Coughed Alcon. Lance exhaled angrily. Why don't you just send them to the Shadow Realm? Well, Seymour began, scrambling for an answer. You fool! Merrick blurted, shutting off the monitor. Seymour grumbled to himself, punching the button to get rid of the monitor. As he pondered his idiocy, he'd heard a knock at the door. Who's there? He demanded, having not expected visitors. His response was the slamming of an axe through the door of his office. Soon a crazed-looking man stuck his head through the door. Here's Johnny! Oh no, not you! I'm just kidding, the teenager joked. He was a dark-dressed phantom with red hair and a black visor. Hey, my name is Gores, the Emissary of Darkness. He pulled out his reading glasses, using them to read from a piece of paper. I have been hired by insert name, Jack Atlas as part of the Emissary Bounty Hunters. Today your death will be served to you as insert method, quick and painless. He laughed, putting the materials away. Sorry, first day on the job. Oh, it's just some duel monsters card, Seymour cackled to himself, adding, I thought you were that annoying guy who refers to himself in the third person. The Rock? No, Johnny Carlson. Who the heck is The Rock? Gore's mouth dropped wide open. Oh no, you did not. He snapped his fingers, causing a dark portal to appear. Soon a second teenager dressed exactly like Gore's appeared, but his hair was a gray shade. Hey, Kyan! What is it, man? The second one demanded. I'm trying to watch Kiss Save Santa. What do you want? This guy doesn't know who The Rock is. What? Kyan threw his RC down, rushing Seymour with Gores. They both grabbed him, carrying the crying man toward the window and sending him crashing through it. Both clapped their hands, wiping off the dust before high-fiving. Man, punks in their fantasy stuff doesn't know who The Rock is. That's lame. I know, right? The two began leaving through the portal as Gore suddenly asked, Hey, I ever tell you about my human monsters idea? Hey, Zero, welcome to Strum. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yep, I am in fact 27. Scene transition. Merrick, Lance Vance, Meowth, and Alcon climbed out of the D-sleigh. They were perched on top of a large skyscraper overlooking the majority of Neo Domino City. They each laughed, gazing at some of the presents they had stolen. A train set? Meowth laughed, tossing it back into the bag. What kind of kids play with trains anymore? A Dragon Ball Z uncut DVD? Alcon gasped, horrified. He began smashing it immediately. Vile demonic works of Satan himself. A Gore's Emissary of Darkness card? Merrick chuckled, holding it up. Who even plays this anymore? What a weak, pathetic card. Dark-armed dragon and judgment dragon are infinitely more powerful than this stupid thing. He tossed the card from the building. Scene transition. Gores pondered, rubbing his chin at a beach paradise party. What's wrong? Kyan wondered, leaning toward him. He was dancing with Dark Magician Girl and Magician Valkyria. Okay, then sure. I don't know, but something tells me I should kill Yami Merrick. Scene transition. Grand Theft Auto 4? Lance Vance cringed, shaking the box violently. Sorry, man, Alcon shrugged, patting him on the back. No, he began whispering. Forget those fools, man. If they didn't want to cast me again, that's their fault. He broke down, crying in Alcon's arms. It ain't fair, man. It ain't fair. The Lance Vance dance sold Vice City, man. It sold it. The train is late, Dr. Robotnik complained, looking at his watch. It will be here, Merrick reassured the scientist. What are you doing here anyway? Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm here to quote famous YouTube lines from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Good show. Merrick, Yusei shouted as he and Jack flew toward the, duo for 2, trio for 3, quartet for 4. Is it quintet for 5 anyway? Yusei and Jack flew toward the 5. This time we have an army of 300, Jack proclaimed, waving his arm behind them. Now go, our mighty army, destroy them all. Right. Yusei picked up 5 cards from his deck, humming in disinterest. Well, summon our army, Yusei. There may be a problem. What problem? He spun his hand around. These are all toy soldier cards. What? Jack pulled away many cards from his own deck, twitching as he too set eyes on nothing but toy soldiers. Seymour gave us a bunch of toy soldier cards. How can we win with these? Yusei bit his lip, tossing one of the toy soldiers onto the dual disc. 800 attack points. I don't know, but we have to summon something to defend ourselves. The quintet jumped back into their evil sleigh, setting it in the air. Yusei and Jack began chasing them as Merrick drew another card. My turn! Now I will make you suffer the most humiliating defeat. I use Monster Reborn, then use my chain-summoning magic card. Now I can summon 3 times this turn. His Apostle of Ra returned to the field, as soon 2 more rose next to the first. I'm just realizing, even though this is the stupidest thing and I shouldn't care, that move is actually illegal, but oh well. This cannot be, Jack gasped. He's going to summon the winged dragon of Ra. Precisely, I summon Ra. Ah ha 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 ha. The 3 apostles disappeared, bringing forth the dramatic entrance of Ra. I also left a YouTube video in the story for this, apparently. Okay. Ra has 3,300 attack points. Oh, it's true. It's darn true. Now we use the Steel Stuff spell card, Meowth bragged, putting it into play. A giant bag engulfs Toy Soldier, bringing it onto the evil team's field. Your Toy Soldier belongs to us now. That's cheating! Jack accused. Like we care anymore, Alcon cackled. You say do something! I wonder if anyone... Oh, okay. I wonder if anyone sells those tablet... I wonder if anyone sells those tablet things from the video, Yusei pondered, rubbing his chin. He climbed into the driver's seat, shouting, Hey, Merrick, does anyone sell those tablet blocks? What do you care? And yes, someone does, the Shadow Realm Maniac admitted. If we weren't fighting right now, would you recommend one as a gift? Of course, nobody carves those things better than Shoddy. They're portable. Yusei turned to Jack with an excited face, singing, I know what I'm getting Aki for Christmas. Jack smacked his own head on the steering wheel, swearing under his breath, Enough of this! Winged Dragon of Ra! Wipe out their life points! Ha 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 ha! The giant dragon roared, letting loose a powerful stream of yellow energy from its mouth. It engulfed Yusei and Jack's D-Sleigh, forcing them to spin out of control. However, they did not fall off somehow. Yusei and Jack go down to 1,700 life points. We've made up for the 1,000-point error, Jack suggested. shifting his eyes suspiciously. "Change that score now!" Alcon commanded angrily. So the score is now correctly Merrick 2300, Yusei and Jack 700. "My winged dragon of Ra has you outmatched," Merrick boasted. "We need a miracle," Yusei sighed. "Leave it to me," Jack droned, reaching down to his deck. "I will somehow figure out a way to win this duel. So hit my music," also with a YouTube link. "And let's do this! Ore no tan!" He stared at his hand. "This card might help. I activate Toyland." He sent 4 toy soldier cards from his hand into play. "This lets me special summon any toy soldiers from my hand." "Ah ha 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 ha!" Merrick laughed crazily. "What can your pathetic toys do against my winged dragon of Ra?" Jack cringed. "He's right. I have no other cards in my hand. Seymour set us up by giving us those Sparta cards. Never before have I disliked a movie so much." "Ho, ho, ho!" a mysterious voice echoed throughout the sky. "What'd you call me?" Lance Vance demanded. "It can't be," Jack gasped. "But it is," Yusei confirmed in his nonchalant tone. Thanks for that extra description. "Santa Claus!" everybody shouted as the red man swept down in his sleigh, carried by his 9 reindeer. "Ho, ho, ho!" The large red-dressed man laughed with jolly. "Why, look! It's Jack Atlas! They say you can cure cancer with your tears. It's a shame you never cry." "Yeah?" Rudolph gasped. "Well, Jack Atlas has counted to infinity. Twice." "Enough of this!" Merrick blurted, shoving his Millennium Rod forward. "Winged Dragon of Ra, attack Santa Claus directly with your Phoenix Flame!" The dragon started charging its mighty energy-induced flame. Hooray. "No!" wailed Yusei. "Santa!" "Yusei, Jack!" the red man called out. Grunt. I'm just thinking of Grunt right now. The red man. Okay. "You must do what you can to save Christmas." He held out a Duel Monsters card. "Take this card. It is your only hope." "Well, thanks for having faith in our real dueling ability," Jack huffed, folding his arms across his chest. "What dueling skills? Everyone's been doing nothing but cheating in this game." "He's right," Yusei decided, taking the card. "I activate Spirit of Christmas. The effect of this card copies any card we choose." A card ejected itself out of his deck. "I choose Synchronized Synchronic Synchro Synchron." The 4 toy soldiers began vanishing. "By tributing all the monsters on our field, we can summon a synchro monster with equal level." 8 stars erupted on his field. "Clustering stars form. Toy soldiers a level 3 monster," Alcon shouted. "You can't summon Stardust Dragon by sacrificing level 12 total monsters." I used that one card that reduces all monsters I control by 1 level, so they're level 8. "What? How did you even get it in your hand?" I used Pot of Greed." Stardust Dragon soon enough appeared onto the field, 2,500 attack points, spreading glistening glitter all over the place. Surprisingly enough, nobody was blinded by it, though Jack Atlas cannot go blind, for he sees all, knows all, and hears all. Just like... Oh, okay. We're skipping that joke on air. "I also use a trap card," Jack announced. "Return from the different dimension. The king's sleigh must deliver joy to the world. Light your nose and show the way." A red light exploded, bringing out Red Daemon's dragon once more. "Return, the very soul of Christmas, Red Daemon's dragon." "What?" Merrick began. "How did you use Return from the different dimension on my turn?" "I used Cathedral of Nobles." "Oh." "Now, by removing these 2 dragons from play, we summon Omni Dragon Knight with 3,000 attack points. Red Daemons, Stardust, DNA Digivolve." Red Daemons and Stardust spun around, colliding with each other and forming Omnimon. But it isn't Omnimon here. It's Omni Dragon Knight, because he's cool like that. In America. This card can be summoned by combining 2 of the Signer dragons. It's like a bad fan fiction. "Hurry, guys," Santa yelped, staring into the face of Ra. "His attack is almost done charging." "Ka!" Ra roared. "Our monster isn't powerful enough," Yusei realized, shaking his fist. "No," Jack disagreed, turning to his partner. "We just have to use his special ability." "May!" hollered Ra. Jack waved his arm. "By discarding all the cards in our hand, Omni Dragon Knight's attack power increases by the attack power of all the monsters. Yusei, throw your toy soldiers out." Omni Dragon goes from 3,000 attack points to 6,200. Omni Dragon Knight, attack with Transcendent Sword! The knight lunged for Ra. Good, Yusei sighed with relief. We're going to save Christmas. Hameha! Ra suddenly finished, obliterating Santa, his reindeer, and his sleigh in one thunderous blow. Frick! Moaned both Yusei and Jack. Omni Dragon Knight released an enormous nova of silver energy from its weapon, imploding it on the winged dragon of Ra, sending the dragon and the evil sleigh crashing into the buildings and streets below. Yami Merrick has 0 life points, therefore the duel is over. Yusei and Jack win. Flawless victory. Actually, that was one of the poorest performances I ever witnessed in my life, and I watched An American Haunting. Omni Dragon Knight brought up the stolen bag of presents, which was somehow untouched, and placed it in the back of the D-sleigh. We saved Christmas! Jack cheered, jumping up and down. But Santa, Yusei began, as the D-sleigh flew all the way back to wherever it was they started and landed. Yusei! Rua and the others called out, cheering. You saved Christmas! But Santa... Oh, I'm fine, Santa revealed, walking up to them. Santa! Everybody gasped. Yusei looked at him and widened his eyes. How did you survive? Ho ho ho! Defeating Yami Merrick has brought me back to life, somehow, he answered, shrugging. Oh, I see. Well, that was a pretty sudden ending. Yeah, well, after writing 21 pages of material using nothing but ideas off the top of his head, save for 2 or 3 planned ones. I'm sure Shadowblade was just drained by this point, but he revived me to give everyone the joyful, spiritual gift of Christmas. Everyone awed in appreciation, beginning to hum Christmas carols together. Speaking of, Yusei, Jack, those Christmas presents aren't going to deliver themselves, you know. He began heading back to his sleigh. Plus, I threw my back out, so I'll need you to give all those back to me before morning. Okay, thanks, bye. But your back seems okay. Can't hear you, already leaving. Santa and his reindeer retreated to the heavens, leaving Yusei and Jack with twitching expressions on their face. And so the evil trinity, even though there were 6 of them, and one of them didn't really do anything, was defeated by Yusei Fudo and Jack Atlas, thus saving Christmas. Although Omni Dragon Knight was clearly a superior monster card, Yusei and Jack agreed to never speak of it again, or play it for any time at any reason, or ever acknowledge its existence again in the 5Ds anime. This is why you've never seen it. It's there, well, they just made a super secret awesome vow to never play it again. Same with Christmas Spirit, Synchronized, Synchronic, Synchron, and Toyland. Yeah, that's the story. Now enjoy your holidays. Disclaimer, nobody was harmed in the making of... Oh my Zelos, what is that? What is that on Seymour's head? Ah, is that even repairable? What is that? Yelligar, Freak, and Plergoth. Oh my Zelos, oh, I can't even look at that. Recumen, Grendel, Blue Hemphina. Good night, everyone. Until the next random, idiotic, possibly funny, possibly silly, possibly dumb holiday fan fiction. And that is, in fact, the end of Yusei and Jack Save Christmas. Yeah, that's something I wrote. Actually, I wrote it on a Christmas Eve one year when I was extremely bored and wanted to do something stupid. So, ta-da! Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Hooray! All the Christmas world. You say, Kaiba. What else we got here? Holy crap, that took a long time. That was like a whole freaking... That was almost an hour. Oh my god. Bon finished the drawing. Let's see what we got here. The king must deliver joy to the children of the world, or whatever it was. I already forget because I'm terrible. Alrighty, well... well done, Bon. Well done. So I suppose that that be the end of drugs for now, I guess. Still better than the magic bracelet. Fantastic. Alright, well, that, let's see, is there anything worth... let's see. I've got ideas for the Battlezone April Fools written in this file from back in the day. Let me see some of these here. I've got the tagline is apparently there's so much filler the main plot actually becomes the filler. We've got Akhan's Run, it's Phage the Untouchable, for those of you who played Magic the Gathering. Let's see. Apparently I was going to do a skit with the Great Khali, where we have the Great Khali come to save us, and then he speaks Albad for some reason. Let's see, Yusei is doing a 4Kids commercial for the 5Ds catchphrase. We can do it. It's as easy as learning to duel on a motorcycle. What putrid crap will we feed your ears next? And the 4Kids slogan, if it ain't broke, we'll fix it anyway. Be sure to visit our website at www.4kids.tv. I've got Jerry Springer featuring Jaden and Johan versus Alexis and Chaz. Alright. I've got Can't Let You Brew That Starbucks. Can't let you print that Starfax. Can't let you load that Firefox. And let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh! IDK WHBITY AIABITB GT, which apparently stood for Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know what's happening, but I'm telling you about it anyway because I'm that bored GT. Let's see. Oh, is this the... Wait a minute. Is this Jay's old story? Holy crap, dude, this is Jay's old story. I thought I lost this for, like, ever. Dude. Okay, you guys get bonus footage. I'm gonna read this story here. Okay, this is a story that my good buddy Jay wrote in, like, 9th grade or something. So, wait, let's see. Is it Jay's story? Hold on. Because this looks like it's a bit more description than what Jay would usually put in there. I don't know. If it's not Jay's story, it's like a retelling of his story or something. So, I'm going to read this. This is the double duel story that Jay wrote in, like, 9th grade or something. Cackled the flamboyant Pegasus as he held a red wine spritzer in one of his hands. He sat on his chair in the dueling room. So here, okay, before I start this, those of you who have been watching the channel for a bit, this is the prequel. Okay, this is the prequel to the episode that Jay and I did live, where I did that Kurt Angle commercial for the Illegal Weapon Emporium and Casino. That's where this originates from, is this prequel. Okay, so here we go. Cackled the flamboyant Pegasus as he held a red wine spritzer in one of his hands. He sat on his chair in the dueling room of his castle at Duelist Kingdom. The following is a delicious tag team duel scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the fabulous arena, the team of Yugi Boy and Kaiba Boy. Shut up, Pegasus, Vice demanded, running forward at the man with his two weapons. Cutlass Fury! There was a pause as Pegasus's body fell to pieces, and soon everyone, including Yugi, Kaiba, Merrick, and Bakura, began cheering. It's about time someone did that, Bakura cheered. I mean, I could have sworn I sent him to the Shadow Realm when I borrowed his Millennium Eye without permission or intent to return it, ever. Suddenly, Shoddy burst in, pointing his index finger at the thief with accusing eyes. I knew it was you, he shouted. Cutlass Fury, called Vice, before slicing Shoddy away as well, running for a second time soon after. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's time to duel, Yami said. Yes, gargled the head of Pegasus as Croquet held it up in his arm. God. Anyway, this is a team duel. We have Yami Yugi Boy. Hello, Yami waved. Kaiba Boy. Fools! The rich nerd boomed. Merrick laughed evilly, holding the Millennium Rod. And finally, Bakura. Cheerio, he waved. You can't do that, Yami hissed. I already used the verb wave. Get your own blasted entrance pose. Yugi, can we just get on with this already? Kaiba grumbled. I have to take Mokuba to his ballet class soon. Why is Mokuba taking ballet? I don't know, but I think it has something to do with Princess Adina. Let the duel begin, Pegasus commanded before whispering to Croquet. Get the rest of my body for me, especially my important part. Everybody looked at Pegasus, looking him with a look of horror on their faces. Look. What? I meant my arm, so I hold my red wine spritzers, perverts. Yes, well, I go first. Yami decided, drawing his card. Now I summon Dark Magician. The Dark Magician rose to the field, whipping his staff behind him in an offensive stance. Ow, my eye! Kaiba cried. Oh, I can't keep this straight. What the heck, Dark Magician? And Yugi! I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. There's just so many good memories associated with this story. Okay. And Yugi, you have to sacrifice 2 monsters to summon that. Oh, right. I knew that. He removed the card from the field, scanning his hand and selecting a new card. In that case, I summon Dark Magician. The Dark Magician rose to the field, whipping his staff behind him in an offensive stance. Ow, my other eye! Viva la raza! Eddie Guerrero yelled, driving onto the other balcony with his red-painted lowrider. Yes, Yami. Oh, yes, Yami confirmed. Now then, Dark Magician, attack Kaiba. Attack Kaiba's life points directly. Okay. Now then, Dark Magician, attack Kaiba's life points directly. Dark Magic attack. Yugi, are you an idiot? Kaiba questioned. Why would you attack me? Not only am I on your team, you can't attack until everyone is drawn once. You heard, Eddie Guerrero. Kaiba glared at him with death in his eyes. Oh, fine. Go, Bakura. Well then, Yugi. Bakura began as the thief Bakura personality deep within his Millennium Eye started to emerge. I shall summon Earl of Demise. Go, Kaiba. Now I summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon, he shouted crazily. You have to sacrifice for that, everybody reminded him. You let Yugi summon his Dark Magician without tributing. Yugi, I'll be right back, Dark Magician claimed, getting up off a chair and walking away. Me hungry. Well, I'm summoning my Blue Eyes, especially since we're all cheating anyway. Screw this! Merrick exclaimed, searching through his deck. Calm Winged Dragon of Ra! I activate 2 copies of Poison of the Old Man, increasing my life points by 2,400. Now I pay 6,399 life points to increase Ra's attack. Go, Ra! Destroy Blue Eyes White Dragon! Ra's mighty attack obliterated Kaiba's Blue Eyes. We have separate life points, correct? Yami Bakura demanded. No, answered Yami. Bakura cackled. Now we do. Oh well, my turn. I activate Sparks. Finish off Merrick's life points. Pharaoh! Pharaoh, I will not be defeated so easily! Merrick announced as he tampered with his dual disc. My life points are 8,000! Suddenly, Ra turned around, blasting Merrick with his powerful Nova-like attack. Cheap prick, it accused. Yugi, Merrick must be defeated in this duel. You control me now. Huh? Yami questioned, getting off of bed. What now? Yes, the duel. Ra, attack Bakura. We won! We won! Aika chanted over and over. Aika, get out of here, Vice blurted. We must go somewhere and find my moonstone. Where do these people come from? Yami wondered. We still have our rematch to do, Yugi, Kaiba challenged. You know what, Kaiba? What, little boy? First of all, I'm 5,000 years old. Secondly, Mind Crush! With the power of Yami's hand, Kaiba was sent to the Shadow Realm. At least that's what 4Kids will tell you. Will Kaiba ever escape the Shadow Realm? Maybe, but I don't frankly care. Let's go sell his things. And that's the end of the story. Oh my god, that's like...